Dear students, today I would like to teach you second part of Vedic civilization, and I have taught you in my previous video Rig Veda is known as first testament of mankind, and it is very important source for Vedic civilization. Means when Aryan came to India and how Aryan civilization developed, all information we are getting from Rig Veda. So one word is there in Rig Veda, Sapt Sindhu Pradesh, meaning a land of seven rivers. And name of seven rivers I have taught, I think, but again I am going to repeat: Sindhu rivers, Ravi, Byas, Satluj, Jhelum, Chenab, Saraswati. This region covered the present area, eastern Afghanistan, Punjab. Punjab means we have Punjab and Pakistan also having Punjab, both Punjab I am talking, and some part of UP. So this region is known as Sapt Sindhu Pradesh. Later this region was named Brahmavarta. Brahmavarta means land of God. Why land of God title given? Because the composition of Rig Veda took place near the bank of Saraswati river. Again going to repeat, Rig Veda was compiled at the bank of Saraswati river. That's why this river is very much sacred river for Vedic people. Now I would like to teach you the society, means social structure of Rig Vedic people, or we can say early Vedic people, early Vedic Aryan, and this topic I'll explain. Dear students, whatever information I am giving you, all information based on Rig Veda. Means Rig Veda is a primary source. On that source, on that ground, I am giving you all information today. So first one, basic structure I am going to teach you. Each and every family was living in rural area, means village type area, and head of the family was known as Grihapati or Kulpati. I think my words are getting. And in early settlement we can see patriarchal system of patriarchal system was existed in early Aryan society. What do you mean by this one? Means family head was male, means male dominated society was there, and when head of the family passed away, so responsibility shifted to elder son. So on that ground, historians told that this society was patriarchal society, means father male dominated society, we can say this one. So group of family were living in which place, that is known as grama, and head of the grama was known as Gramini. Going to repeat, group of family were living, that is a grama, and head of the grama was Gramini. Before I have taught you, head of the family was known as Kulpati or Grihapati. Head of the family was known as Kulpati or Grihapati, and group of villages, group of family, okay, where they are living, so that geographical area will be known as a grama, and head of the grama was Gramini. A group of grama compiled one Visaya, big unit, and head of the Visaya was Visayapati, and group of Visaya compiled Jana, and head of the Jana was Rajan. I think again I am going to repeat, my students are getting this one. First unit, family, head of the family Grihapati or Kulpati. Head of the grama, Gramini. Group of grama will make Visaya. A head of the Visaya, Visapati. Group of Visaya made Jana. Head of the Jana was Rajan. So that was the structure of Vedic society just I have taught. So Rajan had 3 officers. Rajan had how many officers? 3 officers. First one Senani, second one Purohita, and third one Gramini. I am going to explain what duty assigned to them. Commander in chief means warfare activities arranged by Senani, and Purohita will be advisor, means legal advice will be given by Purohita. One more work is there. Purohita will develop, will enhance spirituality, ethical value, moral value amongst the society. And Gramini will collect tax. And dear students, I would like to mention here that in Vedic period currency was not there. So basically in place of currency cow had been used. Okay, means cow cow had been taken concerned as a currency, we can say this one. Now, so I have taught you Rajan had 3 officers. First one Senani, Purohita, and Gramini. And Gramini will collect tax, whatever. Now, after Gramini, there were 3 political organizations that will advise to king. Means advisory. 3 councils were there. 3 political institutions were there, named Sabha, Samiti, Bidat. One by one I am going to teach you what was Sabha, and what was Samiti, and what was Bidat. So dear students, one tips I will tell you. Sabha means you should understand like Rajya Sabha. Samiti means Lok Sabha. Both one confusion is there, that's why Sabha means Rajya Sabha. Basically Sabha was the council of learned people, experienced people, and judicial functions given to Sabha. Now clear? Means old people of the society were the member of Sabha. And Samiti was the member of all people of the respective village or grama. Okay, so grama was like Lok Sabha, and Samiti was like Lok Sabha, and Sabha was like Rajya Sabha. Now clear? And Bidat was earliest institution and very very important institutions. Bidat had lot of work. It was used to perform all kinds of functions like economic functions, military functions, religious functions, social functions, etc. So again going to repeat, there are 3 political or institution. First one Sabha, second one Samiti, third one Bidat. And if question will be asked which was oldest one, answer is there, Bidat. So I think this concept is clear. After that, one more point I would like to mention here. Varnashram and Gurukul system. Only 2 points I will teach you. Varnashram and Gurukul system. What do you mean by Varnashram or Varnashram? Means in Vedic period, life spans of the people had been divided. So there are 4 ashrams. First one Brahmacharya ashram, second one Grihas ashram, and third one Banprasth ashram, and last one Sannyas ashram. Means life had been divided, between 4 ashrams, and each ashrams given 25 years age. Means life span was 100 years. So 0 to 25 brahmacharya ashram. Child will start education, and then after getting education, child will go second ashram, means grihastha ashram. And grihastha ashram, person will involve in worldly life, get married, and family responsibility he will fulfill. And means 0 to 25 brahmachari, 25 to 50 grihasth, and 50 to 75 vanprasth. Okay, and vanprasth means person will involve in spirituality, and it is a transition period, means going to leave worldly activities and going to forest. Means it is a transition period, means from residential place to forest area. And he will be not involved in worldly life, he will be involved in spirituality, meditation, so and so. And last phase, sannyasa, complete renunciation, means he will leave his family, and he will busy for salvation. Salvation means moksha, how to get moksha. Okay, so only today this much, and next day I'll come with another video, because in brahmacharya ashram I'll teach you the education system, Gurukul system. So Gurukul system I'll teach next day. Thank you, dear students.